this is Ruth, Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today I just have to let you know I'm really on vacation, but I wanted you to so much learn about Jupiter and Aries. I will be back right in time for our St. Patrick's Day, and I will have a little gift for you guys, and y'all kind of already know what happens when I'm going to give you a gift, so I'm so excited that y'all are joining me in tonight. I am super excited to talk to you about all things Jupiter in the sign of Aries. And I think a lot of people think they understand this because it's been in there for a while, but it really may not be what you think it is. But I want you to take full advantage of this because this has some amazing energy. So let's talk all about it. So let's talk about Jupiter itself. Jupiter is like that big, stormy planet way out there, but really Jupiter connects with us in amazing different ways. And a lot of times we don't always realize it. So let's talk about really Jupiter expands because he's so big. Jupiter's like ginormous compared to everybody else. He's like the biggest guy on the block. So he really brings in a lot of experiences for us, things that are going to teach us something or going to help us down the road. So we may learn a lesson under Jupiter at one point, and then like later on you're like, oh, this is why I had to do this. Like, okay, I get it. Jupiter's all about our knowledge, but not just knowledge for this lifetime. It's also knowledge for previous lifetimes. So connecting into past life energy, connecting into like what knowledge did you understand there, that like I often tell people, like if you didn't know how to drive or you don't know how to ride a bike in this life, and maybe in a previous life you did, so you can go back and pick up that knowledge that you had in that other life and kind of like bring it forward. That's a great way to kind of like expand your knowledge. Really Jupiter is all about like our optimism and our inner wisdom and growth and really our abundance. And a lot of people talk about it because Jupiter is such a lucky planet. So this is like luck and kind of like connecting to that inner luck. So big luck coming in with big Jupiter. And now let's talk about Aries. Aries is a little bit different energy, and I will say that kind of Aries energy is a fire sign, so that's going to kind of really amp things up. Doesn't mean that it's bad, just going to be like Aries likes to be on the move, like fire, like let's go, let's be excited, let's do this. And that's kind of one of those fun energies with Aries. And it's one of those going to really bring up our own opinions about things, maybe our own inner beliefs about things. And I kind of feel the beliefs are going to be kind of more religious or spiritual beliefs, kind of bringing those up, kind of like what's happening and why do I feel this way, or what do I need to let go of, or what do I want to know about things, about religion, spirituality, all of those kind of things. And it's really going to bring in your own perspective of like, what did you see? How do you feel about this? What is your side of the story? Because so many times we kind of like just give up that side of the story and let someone else have it. And you're like, you deal with it. No. Aries is going to be like, I want to put in my opinion. I want to put in what I feel like I need to do or say or whatever it is. So that's kind of one of those like, okay. So really, Jupiter and Aries mixed together is all about expanding our awareness and kind of like, what else do we pick up from the world? What else do we pick up in like our psychic abilities, like clairsensitive and clairaudient and clairvoyant? Like, what are we picking up? Are they really amping up? And I guarantee you some of us will be like on high on this part. And it's one of those, it's going to give us that personal courage, kind of like that kick in the pants, like go out and get this done. If you've been thinking about doing a business or starting something else or working on something new, exciting, different, this is the time to start on it. Jupiter in Aries also really encourages us to kind of open up to our like inner beliefs of like, what do we believe ourselves? Kind of like these two together, kind of like and then opening up and making new possibilities. What are the possibilities that we want to have come forward? What are those opportunities that we want to like, yes, let's do this. And this is going to be a great way to kind of attract like a good fortune, kind of like that good setting things up now for later on. So you kind of keep that positive energy flowing and going. This is a really great time to kind of take the lead if necessary, kind of initiate, like I'm willing to take the lead. But it's one of those like inspiring others can be like, wow, let's talk about this. Let's talk about like, what do we want to inspire, not only in ourselves, but with others as well. And so this is a great time to put your affirmation statements around, talk to other people, that sort of thing, and kind of like get those out and about. And I often tell people, like, put them in places that you're going to see them. Don't put them in places like, I go in that room like once a year. No, put them in places that you go to all the time. Put them in places that you can like see them, because it's kind of demonstrating to you kind of like, this is what I really want in my life. And it's just kind of like reiterating it, like, remember you wanted this part? Remember you wanted to do this? So that's what it's doing, is really encouraging us to do this. I guarantee you people are going to be prospering in this energy of kind of like, heading out, innovative, new things coming out. And it's one of those, it may not be right at this time. It could be right when it closes. So really, we had a window in 2022 from May until October, and then it closed down for a little bit. And now it's open again until May 16th of 2023. So it's got a great energy. You still have a great opportunity to connect to this energy. Yes, you do. And this is a great time to kind of like follow that energy through, like, where do we want to go in all of this? What do we want to have happen in all of this? This is going to be a great time to like move that energy forward. Like I said, this is a great time for adventuring out on your own, new beginnings, new starts, like in your business or new divisions, all that kind of stuff you're going to see. Maybe not right at this time. Like I said, it's going to be right afterwards. So like people are getting it and going. And then when they announce it, it's going to be like, oh, this just ended, but it came in through that energy. One of the things is believing in yourself. So many times people are kind of like, well, I'm not pretty enough to do this, or I'm not tall enough to do that, or I'm not da-da-da-da-da. Like that's all the stuff that's been kind of holding you back. And it came in from somewhere, but it doesn't necessarily have to hold you back anymore. This is really kind of like opening up to that energy of, what do we want to bring forward? How do we want this to happen? What is the next thing that we want to do? And let that bad stuff kind of like disappear. I've been working with a bunch of clients on past life regression, and that was one of those things that like, let's let all of that go. Let all of that negative juju go from past lives and stuff like that. And if it's not that easy to let go of, make sure that you're setting up a past life regression with me or someone else so you can see where it came in from. And I tell people, it doesn't mean that it's getting rid of it 100%. What it's doing is it may get it lighter and easier, so it's not holding you back near as much as it was at some point. So that's kind of like, yay. I will tell you, kind of be on guard with this, because Jupiter expanding and growing, and Aries and the fire and all that kind of stuff, you're going to see a little bit of like extravagance, a little bit of overwhelming. You're going to see a lot of people's ego on like high alert. It's like, oh my gosh, their egos. Yeah, it can just happen. So that's one of those, like, make sure that you're taking a note of that. But it's one of those, it's that high of like Jupiter's zeal for, being like all things, like being expanded, feeling like nothing you touch is going to fall apart. Like you've got the Midas touch with everything. So it's kind of like bringing in that amazing energy. So it's not necessarily bad, but it's one of those, like, make sure that it's kind of staying within reason and not overwhelming you. But you can stay focused on you as long as it doesn't get to that crazy stage. And usually our friends are the first ones to call us on it. So when people start calling you on it, it's like, okay, let's dial it back down. Let's dial this back down a little bit. So one of the things is, as we move through this energy, it is also going to make a Jupiter in the sign of Aries is going to make a conjunction with Chiron in the sign of Aries. And that is going to really open us up to bringing in a lot of self-healing, a lot of childhood healing, a lot of that stuff that we've kind of like put by the wayside, bringing this up. And so that's a great time to anything that's been holding you back, make sure that you're working on this. Now, this is kind of that mid-March time frame. So make sure that you're really kind of focusing on what you want to do, how you want to do it, how you want to focus on it. And make sure that you're focused on healing, not bringing it forward. Because one of the things I think that really got me into healing many, many years ago is I was working with someone and they're like, well, you could heal this or you could let your kids heal it. And I was like, what? No, Mama ain't doing that. So I literally started really pushing towards healing myself, healing what's gone on. Now, I will tell you, I'm still working. I am still a complete work in progress. Yet at the same time, I wasn't willing to let my kids deal with all of this, because it's one of those, some of this came in from me, but some of it came in from my parents or grandparents, and I was totally not willing to kind of pass the buck and let them deal with it. So no, Mama's not going there. Kind of working around kind of like this energy of working on things that have kept you kind of like separated or detached from other people. Any of those energies, any of those like falsehoods that come in your mind that kind of like, well, it's not that bad, or, you know, I'm not that pretty, or whatever else. Let it go. Totally let that go and work on this healing when Chiron is in this conjunction, because it's going to be a great time to move into a new healed state for you and work around that energy that's been holding you back, usually for quite a while. But we also want to make sure that it's a great time to kind of move into both of these energies so that you feel like you are getting what you require during this time frame. So let's keep talking about Jupiter, Aries, Chiron conjunction, because that's really going to come up on March 12th. But I guarantee you that's like the apex of it, the top of the thing. But it's going to be in movement for probably 2 weeks before. So we're kind of like right at the beginning of that now. And then it's going to keep going past the March 12th, kind of keep going in this energy. So it's kind of this long sweep over, kind of really taking over most of March. And I will tell you that this time frame is a great time to like step out, do your past life regressions, and kind of get a new insight into things. And I often tell people, like, when you do past life regressions, you don't want to hang on and on and on and on and keep doing them. But this is a time where I would kind of like revamp that statement. This is a time that you really want to push that. If you have the opportunity to do this over and over and over again during this time frame, do it. And then once this energy goes, kind of lessen that a little bit, because you don't want to go through your life kind of looking through the rearview mirror, looking back at your past lives all the time. They do come in a lot of ways and affect us in a lot of ways, but we want to make sure that we're not hanging on to that energy, because this Jupiter conjunction with Chiron in Aries is really going to encourage us to kind of open our understanding and our wisdom and really our healing and inner healing. And we may have insights into, like, let's change doctors. Let's do this differently. Let's not do this anymore. Let's not take that vitamin anymore. And so just kind of follow your body on that. And it's one of those, especially with the sign of Aries, we're going to find a personal interest in kind of like our personal demons, and that usually comes in from our past lives. Not being able to kind of like be self-confident, or kind of like stepping into our confidence. We're always giving it away to other people, or are we not holding our boundaries? Because that happens a lot during this time frame. But it's one of those, get that insight that you require from it and move forward. And like I said, past life regressions can be a little bit overwhelming, so you may need to make sure that you have the right teacher to help you through all of this. So let's kind of talk about some different energy. Let's talk about our kind of like how this conjunction, or how Jupiter in the sign of Aries is really going to bring in our prosperity. And really it's kind of like a strong cycle at this time frame, kind of making us believe that we can take charge of our lives, and we totally can. And this is going to be a great one to kind of like, whatever you send out is going to come back to you. If you're sending out positive vibes, you're going to get positive vibes back. If you do send out like energy, like I can't do this or anything else, it's going to be coming back to you even stronger. So make sure that you're making those changes and kind of reaching out to kind of going through others' energy, kind of like, how did you make it through? How did you do that? And allowing their energy to kind of inspire you to make your own changes. Not copy them necessarily, but just use theirs, like, okay, they did this, let me try something similar, or what works for me. Like I said, this is really that improving, expanding, thriving kind of energy, and you're going to see a lot of people really pushing that agenda of like, I've got to get my name out there, I've got to get known, I've got to do that, I need to get my 20 minutes of fame or whatever it is, and kind of like step into that energy. And I think that's kind of an interesting kind of like side effect, all of this. Now, I will tell you, if you are already kind of determined to win the lottery, this is a great time to kind of put that energy in the lottery time frame. Make sure that you're body testing your numbers, make sure that you're finding the right numbers that match your energy, so it kind of comes to you and you have this great energy with it. Now, let's talk a little bit more about kind of some of these other conjunctions. We also have on March 19th, we have Jupiter in Aries, sextiling Uranus in Taurus. And that's going to be kind of like bringing in some different energies. And this is going to make us feel a little restless, kind of like, I want to improve, I want to change things. I don't want to just deal with the status quo. I'm not happy with that anymore. I need to get going a little bit more. We can also find like, this is kind of like, I want to move forward with others people's energy, but if they're not on board, I'm willing to walk away. I'm willing to kind of leave them at this point. So if your team is not on board with what you're doing, this is a great time to kind of like, okay, you do your thing, I'll do my thing. And it will be changing our lives, and sometimes in some amazing, really powerful ways. Next, on March 21st, we have Jupiter in the sign of Aries, semi-square with Saturn in the sign of I lost my place, in Pisces. And so this is really a kind of like a minor aspect, not really a major one for us to really work with too much, but this is about big thinking and kind of changing those terms and urging us to expand and confront obstacles. Kind of like, don't let those obstacles kind of stand in our way. And that's really that Saturn energy. I don't want that Saturn energy to really affect me. I want to keep moving it. And because Saturn's in that sign of Pisces and that flow of energy, it will be easier during this time for to really open up, making some changes and moving some things around. Restructuring our lives and our business in order to kind of move forward is a great kind of easy fix right now. And kind of keeping that energy going, keeping that flow of energy going. And I guarantee you, this is going to be kind of bringing up some amazing energy, not only for you, but for other people as well, to kind of fix things easily, move things forward. And like all that hard work is going to be making you progress. You may not feel it right away, but it will make progress on the other side. So just take a little breath and know that it's coming in. Now, I will tell you that our last one for this is kind of May 2nd. We have Jupiter in the sign of Aries, semi-sextile Neptune in Pisces. And this is going to be amping up our dreams. Neptune is that dreamy blue planet. Pisces is all about the flow. And so this is going to be bringing in some flow energy to us. Our dreams will be on high alert. We'll be having probably some very vivid, very graphic, kind of not bad graphic, but kind of like detail-oriented graphics in our dreams. This is going to be kind of coming up with some amazing energy with this. And it's one of those that's kind of pushing us. We've got all that positive energy and flow, and Neptune's all about dreaming and moving forward. And Pisces is all about like our intuition. So we're going to be having some amazing dreams. Now that happens on May 2nd. That's the apex of it. But I guarantee you it's going to start probably mid-April and then take us all the way through kind of like almost to the end of May in that energy as it kind of comes in and out of alignment. This is one that people are really going to be like, yes, I've got it. Because it's one of those, this is a great time. We're almost out of this time frame of Jupiter in the sign of Aries. It doesn't mean we can't take advantage of it. That energy is still there. Just kind of get in the flow of it, kind of like what's coming up, what other dreams are coming up. And that could be things that you put on your long-term goals for later on. Like, what are the things that you really want to bring into you later on? Like, oh, I thought this is all I wanted to do, and now I'm seeing some new ways or some new avenues that I want to go into at some point. So that's a great time. So let's do some angel cards. This is a really fun one. This one is literally popping out of the top. So this is the Descendant, and this is all about invitation. This is your invitation. Jupiter in the sign of Aries is your open invitation. Come to our party, bring your good energy, and really dream and think about what you want to bring into you. What is that you really want to bring into you right now so you can open to that amazing energy? This is Aries. Act. Get busy. Get busy. Go, go, go. Pushing that energy right now is really going to bring in some positive energy for you, some positive outlook for you, and possibly some time where you're kind of like, I found all my dreams. I'm doing really great. I want all these dreams to come true. This is going to be a really great one. This is Scorpio, and this is investigate. This is a great time to really investigate. Like, what's the next step for me? Where do I want to go with all of this energy? And a lot of times people are like, oh, it's kind of, no, investigate, do those things, do the research. What's next in my business, or what do I want to move into next? Because I think anytime our business is not moving or growing, it's kind of recessing and pulling back. So we want to make sure that we're moving forward in all of this, that we are pushing our energy, and that we are allowing this to happen. This is a really good one for most people, of like opening up to that new energy. This one is retrograde, and this is all about review. Review where you've been in your life. Like I said, those past life regressions are going to come in at a great time for you to really amp up what you've been dealing with, obstacles that have been in your way, who put them in your way, and clearing them out. And a lot of times it may come from past lives, like several lifetimes ago, but it could also come from your childhood in this one. So be aware of that as you work through some of this. That is a great energy to kind of add to what's going on right now and move into that flow. The next one is the second house, and this is all about our resources. I love doing past life regressions. I love assisting others with past life regressions, and past life regressions can bring in such amazing energy. I guarantee you can. And it can give us this great insight, but you have to reach out. You have to kind of like reach out to me. All my stuff will be on the bottom of this video or at the end. So make sure, if you're really interested in kind of working through some of your past life stuff, make sure that we are really, really, and I know that I'm not live. I wish I was live with you guys this week, but I'm on vacation, enjoying myself, kind of playing in some Mayan temples, hopefully right now. But I want you to know this is really important to me. And if you post a question to this, I will be looking at this. I will be looking at it when I'm gone as much as I can. I will be kind of in the hill country or the mountains in South America. So I want you to know that it's still important to me. I will check on it several times. Post your questions. I will be answering all of them. I promise, I promise, I promise. I will be looking into them. So post your questions. And if you want to set up an appointment with me, you can do it through my website at www.ruththeresa.com. Sending you, getting that information down and kind of like working through things with you. It's really an important one for you to work through. I will tell you that this is a great time to move forward in your life. And I want you to know that I love doing this part. Like, working with people in their past lives can be amazingly healing, not only for them, but everybody around you. Like I said, it can even help your kids, your grandkids, your parents, your grandparents. It's going to heal on both ways, up and down the genealogy line. Okay, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I know that we'll be talking again soon, and I will be live really, really soon.